Hello everyone, this is Mohammad Ali Raza. This is a public service announcement to protect our company from potential cyber attack. Most of the organization are being hacked due to the lack of the security controls and end user non-awareness of use cases and this lack of security knowledge. So we're gonna let you know like some of the security failures happening due to the cyber attacks in this digital era. And security failures basically will not only impact the business downtime, this impacts the company business from many aspects. So we should be very, very careful. So it's going to basically impact the data theft, the financial losses, the reputational damage, and sometimes the government fines. So who is responsible to defeat those cyber attacks? That's really a quick and good question. So answer is we. Let's have a look some of the potential threats and attacks which are going to impact in any organization. So I'm gonna discuss first one is the malware attack, and there are different type of malware attacks. These are the basically malicious codes. It could be a virus, it could be a worm, Trojan, spyware, adware, malware, botnet, rootkits, keyloggers, and ransomware, and so on. Like there are so many. So these are some of the important malware attacks we should be aware about that. And these are the malicious code which basically circulate within the computer and perform some remote activities and perform some abnormal activities in the computer to disrupt the services. Anyway, let me have a look ransomware attacks. Just for the sake of an example, that is the most common example, and that is the most common attack, which is very common nowadays. And this is the potential attacks to basically harm any company business to have the financial impact. So what happened basically, the attackers log the systems and services and their digital assets by encrypting their files and data, and sometimes steal their information, and they unlock by demanding the money. So this kind of attacks is basically for the sake of the money. So be careful. The next one is a phishing attack. That is very common attack nowadays, and there are different type of phishing attacks: regular phishing, spear phishing, whaling phishing, and wishing. So basically, in this type of attacks, the end user usually receives an email which looks like a legitimate email, and over the phone calls or messages, it seems like a legitimate, but it does uh, give you to a fake messages by which they try to steal your personal data or information. So we should be very aware, and it's always the user responsibility to be careful while opening an email if it looks like a legitimate email, but and sounds like very emerging and very like showing in very rush. We should be very careful, and by reading the content, we should be aware. So this is not only the company responsibility to detect the spam or the phishing kind of attacks or emails or text or messages, but also it comes to the end user responsibility to be careful. The next one, the third one is the DOS attacks. So basically the DOS attack is the denial of service attack that floods a lot of traffic to the servers and making a website or resources unavailable. This is basically a very common attack. And there is another type of DOS attack, which is a distributed denial of attack. And a distributed denial of attack is basically a DOS attack that uses multiple computers or machine to flood a targeted resources. Both type of attacks overload a server or web application with the goal of interrupting services. So we also have to be very careful. This is one of the most common and very dangerous attack. Now let's have a look some of the principles of the cybersecurity. So cybersecurity, confidentiality and integrity and availability, we have to make sure we are not compromising any of the CIA tried. And we have to make sure like our data is confidential and we are maintaining the integrity of the data or information. And whenever we need to pull or use the data, it would be always available. Our organization, security posture and services, we have implemented the best security control as per the security recommendations and the guidelines. So here are some of the list of the security control what we have in our environment. That includes like technical and physical control as well as administrative control. So as a company and as a security department, we are doing all what we need, but it always comes to the user responsibility as well to be careful while using the network and the services and the application. So it's definitely both-sided efforts. One of the another I would like to share with you that is one of the most important security protection controls what we have in our environment. Next generation firewall with the unified threat management services. We just provide application controls, the smart devices application controls, IPS IDS solutions, gateway antivirus solution, DOS or DDoS protection, anti-malware or antivirus solution, anti-spoofing, and anti-spam solution. So we have like the industry best recommended a security solution already in place, and we are doing our best to defend and defeat any kind of potential threats which are most common right now uh, over the internet. Thank you very much, and be careful and don't forget to take your security training. Thanks a lot. Thank you.